What's going on, guys? Welcome to my full review of the SoundScience Rockus 3D speaker system designed by Antec. As always, please feel free to subscribe to the channel to catch my latest reviews. The Rockus 3D is a 2.1 channel desktop speaker system, meaning that there are 2 satellite speakers and 1 subwoofer. I'm gonna start by covering the build quality of the product and then I'll move over to the performance. The subwoofer is made out of wood and it has a very nice texture to it. At the back of it are all your connections, and at the bottom are 4 rubber feet that will reduce vibrations on your surface as well as keeping it from moving around on your surface, thus protecting it from scratches. Taking a look at the connections on the back of the subwoofer, starting from the left, you'll see the power cable and your on and off switch. In the middle are the outputs for your satellite speakers, and on the right side you will find the various input ports, starting with a 3.5mm audio jack, a standard left and right RCA input, and an optical input. Below that is a switch that allows you to control the amount of bass coming from the subwoofer, and finally there is a connector for the volume control pad. The overall appearance of the subwoofer is very good in my opinion, and I love the professional looking texture on it. The satellite speakers are completely identical. Both the body and the feet are made out of aluminum, which makes them look very nice and they feel very durable. On the front is a plastic plate that has a chrome finish on it that really adds a nice stylish design to the speakers. On the back of both speakers are just standard RCA input connections. One thing that I noticed is that there is no protection under the feet of the satellites, so the metal will be touching your surface directly unless you add some sort of a protection to it yourself. The control pad for the volume is made out of plastic, and on the bottom is a very unique rubbery material that keeps it from slipping around on your desk. When you rotate the volume knob, you will notice a very smooth clicking, which I really liked. You can push the volume knob down to mute the speakers at any time, which is very handy. On the front of the control pad is a button that will allow you to switch between music mode and 3D mode, which I will cover more later on. The only thing that I have to point out with the volume control pad is that I would have loved to see it wireless. It would really add a nice finish to the overall design of the speaker system. Included in the box is a standard 3.5mm to 3.5mm audio cable, an RCA to 3.5mm audio cable, and the speaker cables. All the cables that are included are very high quality. They have a very nice thickness to them and the connectors are gold plated. The only complaint that I have with them is that they are a little short. As you probably know already, these speakers can produce 3D audio. It's a little difficult to explain how it works, but basically they can take any stereo audio signal and analyze it and turn it into virtual surround sound. This 3D mode was very impressive and I really enjoyed using it when I was watching movies and also when I'm listening to music. Even though they do have a separate music mode, I found that the 3D mode produces a lot more bass and it adds much more depth into the sound. If you want further information or details about the surround sound feature, you can read about it on the soundscienceaudio.com website. All I can say is that it's very impressive and I love this increased definition of the sound. The subwoofer is very powerful and it can produce a lot of bass, which I was very surprised that this large amount of bass was coming from a subwoofer of this size. I did notice that when you're in music mode, you don't hear a lot of bass, which is why I had the speakers on 3D mode 90% of the time. The mids and the highs are very good on the satellites, and the entire speaker system can be very loud with a lot of bass without distorting. Overall, I have had an absolutely amazing experience with these speakers, and I think Antec has done an amazing job of manufacturing them, and the asking price of $200 is not a lot for speakers like this. If you're looking for a great audio setup for gaming, watching movies, or listening to music, this is definitely something you should check out. I have not experienced any problems with the speakers other than some details like the cables being a little short and the volume control not being wireless. For more information, you can head on over to soundscienceaudio.com. The link is of course in the video description. So this has been my review of the Sound Science Rockus 3D 2.1 channel speakers designed by Antec. As always, please feel free to subscribe to the channel to catch my latest reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.